Well, this afternoon, the blizzard warning remains in effect, and in fact, it's been extended farther east to include all of our counties in Minnesota, essentially. In our viewing area, we've been seeing blizzard conditions in that range, and then, of course, Devil's Lake area and down into the southeastern corner of North Dakota included until 6 o'clock tonight. Surrounding areas in blue, those are winter weather advisories. And then on top of that, we've got a high wind warning in the James River Valley, where we've been seeing some strong gusts, but perhaps not as much blowing snow in that area. So speaking of, here's a look at our winds. They are once again on the intense side. Jamestown seeing one of the strongest gusts at the moment at 55 miles per hour. We're also looking at Sisseton at 55 miles per hour and Fargo, that gust of 53. So this is all of that cold air rushing in behind that clipper that's working on departing. But until it does, we are going to have to put up with this for some time. And I also want to point out our steady winds. Those are our white numbers here on the map. We're looking at 30s, even a steady speed, so a sustained wind that's constant of 40 miles per hour in places like Jamestown and in Sisseton. So intense the entire time. And then you get these gusts that are even stronger pushing through. And for some of us, they've been above 60 miles per hour. And that's going to wreak havoc across the valley with all of the snow that we have in place. And so we're looking at Northern Valley, along the Red River, and east now being the toughest conditions as far as visibility is concerned. Lots of zeros again on the map. Detroit Lakes is at 0. Visibility of a quarter mile in Fargo, and in Grand Forks at 1/10 of a mile at the airport there. So this has been ongoing for some time. Our radar showing that snow kind of just working its way through these streaks of snow between Fargo and Grand Forks here. Of course, I-29 is closed there, so nobody driving through that, at least on the interstate. Hopefully nobody's trying to venture out on other highways at this point. But I want to expand the view here to show you the scope of this system. You can see that kind of classic comma shape here where you've got that swirl going around the heart of the low. And so that wind now moving around the backside of that low out of the north or northwest. And that's that colder air rushing in behind this system. Here's a look at our temperatures. There's the cold air. We've got temperatures that are below the 0-degree mark up in the Northern Valley. We're at 2 below in Langdon and in Hallock. And then in the Southern Valley, we warmed up for a little bit today, but we're seeing those numbers crashing as that colder air moves in. We're at 9 in Fargo, 18 in Wahpeton. Wind chills are going to be a big problem for us as our temperatures start to drop this evening. And we're seeing those wind chills down into the 20s, even 30 below in the Northern Valley. So be careful if you are planning to head out tonight, because we're looking at that affecting us. So heading into the weekend, we zoomed right through our forecast there. Here's a look at that again. We'll move through pretty quickly here, but we're going to watch that wind and cloud cover affect us through the afternoon. Heading into tonight, the wind starts to end and we see some improvement there, but it's going to take some time. So let's focus in on these winds, because this is the big factor for us for the rest of the day. There are still some spotty areas of light snow, but overall we're looking at wind being the biggest problem that will be creating the issues with the ground blizzard going on. And we continue to see this affect us throughout the valley. We're talking gusts into the 40s, 50s. We have again had gusts into the 60s, and that's still possible heading into the first couple of hours here into the afternoon. By 3 o'clock, you can see widespread areas with gusts into the 40s up to about 50 miles per hour or so. And then continuing on into the nighttime hours tonight, we're stepping back a bit more around 40 miles per hour around 6 o'clock. And then those northwesterly winds ease up into the late night hours, so more 20s. Still some blowing and drifting snow, just not as intense as what we are dealing with right now here in the valley. A quick look at more snow chances coming for the weekend. Another clipper will be dipping through Saturday night and into Sunday morning. This is Sunday morning. Watch out for that for travel plans. And then we've been talking about that Colorado low. The question is how far north that snow gets. Our Southern Valley will want to watch out for that for your President's Day and heading into your Tuesday as well. So lots of active weather here in the forecast, including today. Stay home if you can. It's just not nice out there. We saw poor Bailey out there really struggling in the wind, and that's going to continue for several more hours.
I'm staying home.
Yeah. Right after work, heading straight home.
Absolutely. Thank you, Lisa.